All right. What is going on, guys? It is Adam, aka Marf, and this is Marfoogle News. Just so you know, there's a few things that we need to go over here just real quick. Nothing in the show should be considered legal, medical, or financial advice. The views of the callers can differ considerably and do not necessarily reflect the opinions of myself, Dex, or anyone else with the show. You should always do your own research and consult with professionals. The internet is full of fake news, so please take everything with a grain of salt. And of course, today's show is brought to you by NordVPN. Make sure to use the special code Marfoogle if you want to help us out and get upwards of 70% off on a 3-year plan. Go to marfooglenews.com/VPN to get one of the best virtual private networks out there. All right, with that out of the way, just want to let you guys know I lost my voice somehow. This is post a couple cups of honey and lemon and hot water and all that. And no, I don't really drink anymore, so I'm not doing hot toddies, but I always get that suggestion when I get sick. But again, I'll do the best I can, and just please bear with me. My voice might sound like Nick Nolte post 90s, so sorry about that. All right, and then if you're missing notifications, make sure to sign up for Marfoogle email alerts at marfooglenews.com, and you can even sign up for push notifications that you can get directly from marfooglenews.com. Just look for that red bell or click the white box that says that it will give you notifications. That's just us telling you when exactly we're live. So if YouTube says 7:30, that doesn't mean 7:30. Usually it means 7:40 or 7:35 because the actual notifications come from us and from Twitter. Again, theirs is so we can get it going. For creators, it is a lot different on our side now. They've changed things. So if we live stream, we have to do this whole setup to get it in there. Can't do it on the fly like you used to. That's basically what I'm trying to say. If you want to follow along on today's show, we're going to be going over subjects, and then we're encouraging you to call in. The number to call is 224-400-MARF. Again, that's 224-400-6273. You're going to want to press option 4 to get through to a live operator. Speaking of a live operator, Dex, how are you doing today? And then, of course, do you want to explain how they can see the links here on tonight's show?
Absolutely, Adam. Hello, Foogle fam. Hello, Adam. I'm doing great. So everything that we're going to talk about tonight and even more is available on our website. So if you go to Marfoogle News, that's marfooglenews.com, you'll see a thumbnail. It's the same thumbnail for the show, the same title for the show. If you click on that, you'll see every one of the articles that is the information we're talking about tonight. And then you'll even see additional stuff down below, the web-only content. And then when the callers call in, if they provide any information, any photos, videos, any type of content, it all gets added to that page before the end of the show. And then on the right side of the page, you can see our sponsors. So if you ever wonder how to get to one of them, like EMP Shield or VPN or PayPal or any of that, it's real simple. It's right there on the right side of the page. So just head over to marfooglenews.com, click on one of the show links, and you'll find it.
All right. Thank you, Dex. And again, just to say, thank you to at least 2 people there. Cynthia C., thank you for going over to PayPal during the replay yesterday. And Marcia F., thank you for your generous support over on PayPal. And Joshua S., thank you so much for your support as well. All right, let's get into it. We've got a lot of news to cover. Mid-East sole nuclear power engaged in major construction at secret site, Satellite Snaps show. So this is, again, another story that it basically comes out and shows all of this. So let me go over here and show you real quick. It says Israel's policies of nuclear ambiguity means that it neither confirms nor denies its possession of nuclear weapons. However, the Stockholm International Peace Research Institute estimates that the country has about 80 nukes, and about 30 of them are aircraft deliverable, and the rest placed aboard medium and intercontinental range ballistic missiles. The Shimon Peres Negev Nuclear Research Center, the top secret Israeli underground nuclear facility outside of Dimona, is believed to have provided Tel Aviv with its status of nuclear power. It says it is in the middle of the largest construction project in decades, Associated Press reports, citing an analysis of satellite photos by private Earth imaging company Planet Labs. Now, we were talking about this earlier, Dex. Basically, they're talking about, kind of coming out with the secrets of their nuclear powers. Why would that matter, Dex? Is there something?
Well, yeah. I mean, obviously, if they're coming out, I guess there's secrets of nuclear power. Like whatever they have, is sort of ends up being a argument for why someone else should have it, right? So I think everything's been kept secret, and of course, it's very mysterious as to what they do or don't have. But of course, being a major ally, they've got the backing of the U.S. too, so they sort of have everything. But what they actually possess themselves is been under lock and key, at least for what we understand, and it's probably to try to help keep the balance of power, or the imbalance of power, over there.
Yeah, again, this is something that I don't even get. Every other country is kind of out and about this. Why is theirs such a secret? It says that it secretly began construction on the Dimona nuclear facility in the late 1950s, receiving French assistance with construction proceeding outside the International Atomic Energy Agency's regulatory and inspection regime. So outside of that, so they did it without having, eyes prying in on them. It says that U.S. intelligence believes that the production of nuclear boomers are at the facility began in the 1960s or mid-1960s, and that the country had built up to 13 nukes by 1967. In 2007, a pair of journalists concluded that the USSR planned a secret mission to destroy the facility during the 6-day conflict. Wow. So it says this arsenal is believed to have grown significantly since the 1960s, with estimates of the country's nuclear capabilities ranging wildly from 80 to 400 nuclear warheads. So one thing that I don't get is, why is the whole world saying, like, we need to know exactly how many you have, especially since all of the new kind of regulations since the 60s that have come about. We should basically keep track of all of these. This even further shows you, though, that we don't know how many nuclear warheads are out there. We don't know how many of these are around. And we don't know if a secret country like this might have lost 3 or 4. What if during one of their many, tumultuous times there, that they had some stolen? They have had many country kind of revolts and break-ins and all sorts of things. And, going back 20 years ago, they didn't have the best kind of forces to protect some of this stuff. They didn't have their systems, in line. They had the U.S. backing them up, but they didn't have the same systems. So it kind of confuses me that they are so secretive about this and how everybody's okay with that. But what do you guys think? And then Shutterbug K8, thank you, says celebrating 50th. So don't know how long I got, but I could never see past 50. Love all of your guys. Thank you so much, Shutterbug. I appreciate that, and happy 50th, happy birthday. Make sure to say happy birthday to Shutterbug. And then thank you for spending it, even if it's just a couple minutes with me. Thank you. That's really appreciated. And this is a big deal, and I think that this is the most obvious thing I've ever seen as far as some sort of meddling with our system right here. And I'll explain why. It says that the House D's ask Mr. B to give up sole power to launch a nuclear strike. Okay, what? So we're talking about the nuclear football. Pictured here in the thumbnail, you can see that briefcase. That basically gives whoever the president is the actual ability to himself launch nukes anywhere in the world. Kind of like how Russia has one person in charge and China has one person in charge and the I countries have one person in charge and NK has one person in charge. So you're telling me if they launch at us, we need to go through some bureaucratic, kind of roundabout and ask a list of 3 people, or what are they trying to do with this? I don't understand it. Are we going to have 3 people with keys in 3 different parts of the world that have to agree, we should launch? I don't know if you know what mutually assured destruction, but most of you older folks do. You know it 100%. In fact, some of my older audience, they were drilled back, years, decades ago, to actually get under their desks just in case of a nuke. Now we laugh at it because if a nuke hit us right now, getting under your desk and, curling up in a ball is basically just saying, like, kiss your butt goodbye. Like, you're done. You're not going to be safe from the 2-inch desk above you. that was, but they did these drills, right? So all of you guys know that we had something called mutually assured destruction. And what that is that basically means that if they fire one, we'll fire all of ours. And then if we fire all of ours, they fire all of theirs. So say a full exchange with Russia would basically not only end both countries, but could end the world or most of it. The reason why is if that much nuclear, if that much nuclear materials goes off, it would circle the planet and it would close out the sun and we would be done. There would be no growing plants. There would be no nothing. People could be in the bunker for a year or two or whatever and may come out and be able to, survive. But it wouldn't be the same Earth to come back to. And that's why nobody launched, is because of mutually assured destruction. Mutually assured destruction basically said, you launch one, we'll launch all of them, and then we'll launch all of them back, and everybody's gone, and then there's no use from that, right? Then everybody is gone, and it's whatever. And the whole reason that worked is because both people were working with basically the same top technology. Then you came along and had hypersonic technology. Hypersonic is, 8 times the speed of sound or something like that, 8,000 miles or more, whatever. I think that's what it was. And anybody can correct me if that's wrong. I believe it's at least 8,000 miles. So like Mach 4 or something. It might even be Mach 8. Whatever it is, it's incredibly fast. And it's way faster than the old style. And it can get there within minutes. This almost seems like somebody's on the inside saying, yeah, let's make it so it has to be a 15-minute conversation to respond to something, or a 15-minute conversation to respond. Wouldn't that give advantage in somebody else's tennis court that doesn't have to do any of that and has hypersonics?
Yeah, I mean, it totally looks, it's 6,000 miles per hour and it's Mach 8. Yeah. All the more reason why you need somebody with the ability to react quickly. Why would you have the ability to react be slowly? Why would you slow it down at all? Right? You need to be able to make decisions and react faster in the modern age than in the older age, right? This definitely, in my opinion, if I was writing a fictional book about how an adversary would take over another adversary, would be to infiltrate it and to convince them to do stupid things like slow down their response so that the other person could win.
Well, here's the thing. It's not like I want Mr. B to have access to this by himself, but whoever is in that position has always had it. So I'm not going to sit here and go, well, he shouldn't have it because I don't like him. He's in the position, he has it. And if somebody launches at us, we should be able to launch back just as fast. Who in their right mind is making the suggestion, go, hey, we should give ourselves a disadvantage to all of our enemies? Every single one of them that can actually take us out. Not to mention all this solar wind stuff. It really seems like somebody has walked in a back door and just kind of fiddled with something. It feels like the United States is one of those planes in Twilight Zone and there is a goblin on the wing just screwing with stuff and laughing maniacally. I don't understand this. This is stupid. People need to write their Congress and say, you guys are idiots. Like, what are you thinking? This is the basis of a whole lot more. So, yes, of course, I don't want Mr. B to have control, but is this because of that? Or is it because they don't want whoever's next in line to have that ability? Why are they so afraid of it? Why is this even a thing, right? I know that they got scared in the last admin, especially the last 2 weeks. They said, he's just going to launch them for fun. Like, nobody's going to launch for fun. You guys are, that's just cuckoo. So it says in a letter sent on Tuesday but publicized Wednesday, lawmakers led by Rep. Jimmy Panetta and Ted Lieu urged the commander-in-chief to, quote, consider modifying the decision-making process the United States uses in its command and control of nuclear forces. It's like, why is nobody like pointing at whoever, Ted Lieu and Jimmy Panetta, and go, okay, what country are you working for there, bud? What are you thinking? It says, quote, as president, 2 of your most critical and solemn duties are the security of the country and the safeguarding of its nuclear arsenal. The letter reads, noting the president's sole authority to order the use of nuclear weapons assures keeping them under civilian control. It says, however, vesting one person with this authority entails real risks. Yeah, no duh. But that's why we have a system. So after they do a launch, they try to use the red phones. If it's an accident, then they figure it out quick. And I guarantee you, these guys probably are on the in. They probably have security clearance. But I know as a civilian that has military friends that we have had this exact scenario where we did launch. And it was because we saw a meteor or we saw something else. They tell the public that has never happened. Or, I'm sorry, they don't tell them never happened. They've had multiple things that, they kind of told us. But there's been way more than you think. And what happens is the countries call each other and go, no. That was a meteor that came in and hit Chernobylsk or whatever. That was just an example. That I don't know if that actually happened. But again, that is what has happened. I know that there's been several times in the last 3 decades that we've had to call each other, right? So who the hell is saying that we need to slow it down when the actual process is speeding up like 8 times as fast? Now our window to make a decision is even smaller. So what we should do is add another, bureaucratic step to it. Who's making that suggestion? What do you think? I'm going to go over to the chat real quick, and then we're going to go to the next story. What do you?
You know what's going to happen?
What do you think
next,
they're thinking?
Adam? They're going to come out and not only say that, they're going to say we should never use ours and just let them hit us if they want to hit us, because it's no longer about keeping score, because we don't keep score in games anymore. Right? That's what it's going to come down to. The craziest ideas are coming out of these congressmen, and it makes no sense to me whatsoever. I don't care which side you're on. Right? I mean, some of this stuff's just bonkers. And I think these were Californian folks. So our friends in California, you guys talk to those reps.
Yeah, no, I highly recommend just, politely saying this is not a smart idea. I don't see how people don't see that. Lou Rock, thank you, says, fire. Trinity Red Pill or Blue Pill, hi-ho, Kermit the Frog here, says, thank you, everyone, for my birthday wishes. Awesome, and I'm glad you hopefully had a good birthday, Trinity. And then Serenity PA, Ed G. Whalen, Priscilla R. We've got Coffee Man 420. Again, Trinity says, thank you. Vashadow, Jafarm, and then, of course, Indiana Patriot 1776 just followed. Thank you so much. I love Beagles, I love Dachshunds, and I love Chihuahuas. Thank you for following the triple I Love Dogs crew. And then we've got Rapture Girl now up in the house. Thank you guys all for coming tonight. I really do appreciate it. Peaceful Waters, thanks for the support, and Rapture soon. Blessings, Adam, Dex, and Fugel fam. Thank you. I don't know what the heck they're thinking. I mean, this is the stupidest idea. 2 wrongs don't make a right. That's right. Approved America is finished. Time's up. Yeah. Russ Lewis, I agree. Don Tetation. Obviously, many don't realize our republic has already fallen. Yeah, I don't blame me for thinking that. Ohio here. What is going on, Ohio? Sharon, thank you for being here. Leo Bates, hello from Canada. Awesome, Canada in the house. Do we have any Australians? Do we have any Spaniards? Do we have any Norwegians up in the house? Jammer 1. Let's see here. Tracy Taylor, Johnny Fry. Do we have any New York people? Any California people? Any Colorado people? Where are you guys at? All right, Richard Bell. Okay, if you guys think that there is somebody behind this idea of adding steps to a nuclear response or a strike, press 1. If you think that there's nothing behind it and it's a good idea, or I'm sorry, nothing behind it, press 2. And if you think you don't care, press 3. 1, 2, or 3. Boom, right there, and we'll put it up. All right. Wow, that's a lot of ones. That is a lot of ones. Rhode Island here, what's going on? Tiffany Angel. Oh my gosh. If you watch the chat replay here, it's all ones. There's 1, 3. Hey, and 3s are okay too. 2s are okay. But 3 means you don't care. That's fine too. I get you. Man. Barefoot Lass, what's going on? It says number 1. She thinks there's somebody behind that suggestion. Well, I wonder who it is. Speaking of which, let's go to our next story. It says China likely to take or attack Taiwan within 5 years, panel told. And again, this is rollcall.com. It says, in its 4 years, the T-Man admin concluded more major weapons deals with Taiwan, 20, than the Obama did in its 8 years, 16. So, T-Man 20, Mr. O, 16 deals. That means giving them high-grade, extremely high-tech tech like jets and things like that. We've covered each and every instance. And it says, in just the last fiscal year, U.S. Navy ships on 11 occasions transited through the Taiwan Strait in a display of force. Even as U.S. military and diplomatic signaling over Taiwan ramped up under T-Man, Taipei became more internationally isolated. Since 2016, 8 nations that formally recognized Taiwan have switched their recognition to China. So these 8 international nations that basically said, hey, Taiwan's its own thing, they switched over and said, no, we think it's part of China too. We agree with you guys. Wait, what was that? What else do we have to say? Okay, that's another 20. Okay. Yeah, I got it. Yeah, we switch our view. Yeah, we think it should go back to China. Did I say it right? Mm-hmm. Okay, cool. Yeah, no, that's enough. I'll hit you up in a year, blackmail style. Yeah, have a good day. It says, even as the U.S. diplomatic signaling over Taiwan ramped under T-Man, Taipei became more internationally isolated, and that's what we have to talk about, is why was it isolated? Why is everybody switching? Well, I think that some of these states or countries are being paid off. It says Beijing has also been able to block Taiwan's observer status at meetings of the DHA. And it says the decision-making body of the which, again, filtered like crazy. Taipei was previously able to attend the yearly meetings, again, during the O administration. Now not. It says, in one of the last actions before its tenure of Secretary of State ended, Mike Pompeo in January lifted State Department regulations that restrict a range of diplomatic engagement activities with Taipei. Those restrictions were imposed more than 40 years ago as part of America's One China policy that established formal relations with China, also making U.S. ties with Taiwan unofficial. Isn't that weird? So, what do you think Pompeo was saying there? He's basically saying, was he trying to back them up then? Again, here's the Anthony Blinken earlier on MSNBC said he did not directly respond to a question on what actions Washington would take if China moves against Taiwan. So they won't publicly say what they'll do. I think with the current admin that they won't do anything. I have a feeling that no, this won't be the thing that triggers WW3, that they're going to let them take it. Like HK. Kong, if you know what I mean. Which again,
did you notice the headline in here, or the prediction here from this expert that studies China studies, was 5 years, not 4 years, not 3 years, 2 or 1, but 5. So potentially JB not being there in 5 years. So I think you're right. I don't know that JB will do anything.
Well, that's the thing. They'll take it, but so if you guys realize, Hong Kong was supposed to go over, or HK, we'll call it HK, because after what happened, that ended up becoming a sensitive thing too. So after HK was supposed to go for another 20 years before they fully implemented all of China's mainland laws, we saw the biggest protest we have ever seen in the world. If you've ever seen a protest with literally millions of people, not hundreds of thousands, more people than what happened on January 6th. I mean, this was 10 times as much. If you ever saw when I showed you guys, one of our Foogle fan members sent us the drone footage, and their personal friend was the person who did it. It was unbelievable. You could not see the ground in a downtown Hong Kong anywhere. As far as you could see, it was people, and every single inch was covered by a person, and they were all protesting. The reason why is because what was at stake was Hong Kong's more kind of freedom of speech, freedom of press, freedom of everything. Their laws were established by Britain, I believe Britain, and then Britain gave it back to China, and then they were going to do this like 50-year thing or 40-year thing where they slowly went back to regular China because they felt China was right. Well, they wanted it earlier and they wanted it now. Why? Again, why did they want it back so bad? And why is China wanting Taiwan now? Like, why is it such a thing? Well, over the last 4 years, a lot of restrictions, a lot of things happened. Taiwan currently makes the cell phone chips. If you don't know what happened with Huawei, I think that was a big part of it. Imagine Google, right? One of our biggest companies in the world. Imagine if China did something that completely ripped the rug from out and under of this platform. Completely ripped it. Say that they said, okay, you can't do service in America. You can't use services from America. You can't use anything. You're not allowed to associate with any of these things. Imagine what they would do with their billions and billions and billions of dollars. You don't think that they would fight that, even if it became into a dirty fight? Or say what's happened in the last 5 years or 1 year more so? We're talking about, you think that governments are the only ones that, kind of have people, you get into where you're getting into billions of dollars at stake. They have people for that. If you get what I'm saying. We have a person for that. We have a team for that. We have some people. Probably mercenaries, if you ask me. But if Taiwan gets taken, that's a big deal. Why now, though? Why do they want to take it so bad? That's what I want to know. And this all plays into it. Think about the world events that has happened, right? Think about the world events that we've been dealing with. Think about how everything is played out. It's just too weird. We're talking about the biggest thing that we've ever seen it done. Biggest operation ever pulled off in the world's history. So many trillions of dollars at stake.
And Adam, I want to just remind folks, if you want to call in, make sure you dial 2244-00-MARF. That's 6273. I got a couple lines open if you want to get in now.
If you want to call about this subject or others, give us a call. Again, that's 2244-00-MARF. We have 2 lines open. So don't say, I really do get kind of bugged when people say, I've tried every night for months and months and months. That's usually not true, because we get you in. Let's see here. Before we go to our callers, I will say, if you do want to protect yourself against an EMP, there would be one way to do that. Of course, if you have not heard of EMP Shield, they are an affiliate and our partner. But more than that, they're an amazing company. A lot of the Fugel fam have already dealt with them. This is the same device and the same company that was mentioned by the Department of Homeland Security's EMP Resilience Report. This company is not only contracted with agencies like DHS, DOD, but now they are officially on the DEMSO team helping protect the Texas grid. Again, go over and check it out, marfuglenews.com/EMP. I cannot stress how much people should be looking into this and be looking into it, because this can actually protect you against E1, E2, and E3. And remember, you only have a couple days left. I believe 3 days left on this contest. There's multiple ways to enter, including daily bonus entries. You could potentially win one. These are not cheap devices. These are actual protection for your home, generator, or car. So again, go over to marfuglenews.com/contest if you haven't already, and make sure to enter. If you just want to purchase them, go to marfuglenews.com/EMP. And then, Dex, you can let me know what pops up there. And in a second here, we'll go over to check out the mystery drone model on the desk of this General Atomics executive. And then I'll pop in. Let's see. Thank you again, Cynthia C., Marcia F., and Joshua S. from last night. I appreciate that. And then tonight on the live show, James W., thank you for going over to PayPal and just left a thumbs up emoji, or actually an okay emoji. That's awesome. Thank you. And let's see here. It looks like Dex is trying to get that caller on the phone. Make sure to call in at 2244-006273. Check out the mystery drone model on the desk of this General Atomics executive. It says this model and another we could identify provide a tantalizing glimpse into the company's work on high-tech combat drones. Look at this thing. So this actually looks a lot like some of the stuff that we've talked about previously. It says when it comes to unmanned aircraft, there is seemingly no shortage of new and cutting-edge projects and programs. As well as the actual drones that are being built or tested, there are reams of studies and works in progress, and more hypothetical concepts in this game-changing arena. That said, once in a while, an artist's study or model crops up and takes us somewhat by surprise. Case in point, a pair of desktop models in the office of General Atomics Aeronautical Systems Executive Steve Trimble. Basically, it says Trimble took a screenshot of a virtual panel appearance by Michael Atwood, General Atomics Aeronautical Systems Senior Director for Advanced Programs, during the Air Force Association's Virtual Aerospace Warfare Symposium today. It says, he is comfortable and capable of dealing with most complex emerging technologies, including low observables, advanced composite aircraft structures, and electronic warfare. This is going to be the future, of course. EMP and all of this electronic warfare stuff. Communication and modern aviation weapons systems. So I was going to go back and see. So check this out. Look at the stuff we're looking at. This is the Kratos, I believe. This is just unbelievable. Very soon, people will be making UFO. Well, I mean, they've always have, but you'll see some of these and you'll think it's from out of this world. That's the Valkyrie. Look at this stuff. No people, just weapons. And then look at this. This is what we were talking about. And yes, they named it the Skyborg, an AI-driven, unmanned super weapon drone. It says a Skyborg conceptual design for a low-cost, unmanned combat aerial vehicle. And then just to show you that screenshot again. What a trip. These things are going to look more like they're going to look like more like sea animals. That looks like a whale in the sky. Pretty insane. And then we have, of course, no credible threat. Cap police say says Intel warned of possible violence, but nothing on the scale of a riot. It says the acting chief of the U.S. Police told members of Congress on Thursday that while they knew armed extremists could commit violence at the Cap, it says intelligence collected in advance of the assault showed no credible threat of the size and the scale of the riot, which was at least 15 or 16 people. Huge. This was giant. Might have been 19 or 22 people involved there. Unbelievable. And then acting Cap Poe Chief Yogalanda Pittman said in her opening statement that her department prepared for that day's events based on the information gathered by law enforcement, including the FBI and intelligence community. It said it has been suggested that the department was either ignorant or ignored critical intelligence that indicated an attack of that magnitude that we experienced on the 6th. And it says Pittman told the House Appropriations Subcommittee. But it says the department was not ignorant of intelligence indicating the size and scale we encountered on the 6th. It says there was no such intelligence. Although we knew the likelihood for by extremists, no credible threat indicated that tens of thousands would attack U.S. Capitol. And it says, nor did the intelligence received from the FBI or any other law enforcement partner indicate such a thing. And all of this was on public platforms that people, of course, they went after all of these other ones, but none of it was done on some of this stuff. So they have gone back and forth on so much of this stuff. Not only that, though, what I don't get is how people were so uneducated of what actually happened, what was actually done. Why do people think that there were 10 plus officers in trouble for letting people in and doing all this stuff? Where do you think they got that order? One of the people they got the order from is no longer with us. Isn't that kind of strange? And it wasn't because of what happened there. It was because he just felt so bad. He couldn't stand it anymore. A lot of weird stuff there. So people need to really dig in, especially if you are up in arms about it. Go look into it. It changed a lot of things. And then, of course, everybody had their, Abraham Lincoln speeches just ready the second that it was done. And all referred to that moment. It says Al-Q, now as dangerous as under Osama bin Laden, as new chief dubbed Sword of Revenge, vows to attack. So let that soak in for a second. And I've been told that we are actually having issues with our phones. So, you know what? That's okay. Looks like, again, sorry about that. If we can get it working, we will. All right, and then, so, Dex, why don't you just pop in if you can? I don't know if you're, I know you're trying to fix that, but let's talk about this, because think about what happened last year, or at least, was it last year or was it 2019? No, it was 2019 where Soleimani was taken out. And you are probably trying to get somebody. Okay, that's fine. Al-Q is now as dangerous as under this guy, right? This is what we're being told. This is the Sun. It says Al-Q are set to become as dangerous as they were during 9/11. Attacked 20 years ago, of course, September of 2001, an expert has claimed the cult has gained a ruthless new leader dubbed the Sword of Revenge. Oh man, that is not good for us. Sparking fears of fresh attacks in the West. So, if you want to know my view on this, I believe that they had good information 2 years ago that other countries, including the big one with the eye, they were planning something massive. And if you remember, the actual president said that the reason they took out Soleimani is because they found out of a plot that was bigger, that made September of 2001 look like chicken feed. Like that was nothing compared to the scale that they had planned. They took him out, and they also simultaneously tried to take out his second in command. I don't know if you knew this, but the second in command has not been taken out. They missed that attack. They missed that operation. So what ended up happening is that guy's still around. And they are pissed off. It's like hitting a hornet's nest and then, the one hornet dies and the rest are all still there. Saif al-Adel from Egypt is thought to be the new chief of the T group and has set about recruiting hordes of ISIS fighters. It says the ex-military general has been called a brilliant and ruthless strategist and expected to take over from Ayman Zawahiri, which again, we covered the taking out. And it says a senior British expert told the Daily Mirror, compared to Zawahiri, he is likely to be much more of an effective leader, at least so or more, so even more than bin Laden. It says it comes following rumors that Zawahiri has died, prompting intelligence agencies to ready themselves for an Al-Q rebrand. So one thing that they're telling us, though, is that mainstream media there's going to be this other group that just comes out of nowhere. And, of course, there's going to be events that come out of nowhere. I'll call it right now on 2/25/2021 that 2021 there will be events happening. It's not hard to see. You don't need a crystal ball to see this. They are saying that they are planning massive events. They're saying that they're now efficient. They're saying that they're pissed off more than ever before. And we have multiple people from multiple countries pissed off. And on top of it, we are doing really weird things that makes a massive scale thing more possible. If you think about it, anybody trying to sneak in, they may just go to our border and then get held for a couple days and then released. Or that's how they may have it in just a short time here. Even people with knowledge of building things or creating things and setting things off, that kind of stuff. Leonard Robles, thank you for subscribing. Lamont Cooley, thank you for subscribing a minute ago. Jim Karush, welcome to the Fugel fam. Freedom Brains, or Freedom Reigns, thank you so much for being here. And Truth Seeker, felt like you were already subscribed, but maybe there's multiple. And then, of course, Free Life Toss says, my like button doesn't seem to be working. Could everyone please to check to see if theirs does? Hi to all Fuglers from Tasmania. Free Life Taz, I really appreciate you. You've been here for a while now. Thank you, and thank you from Australia. And then C-Dub Akazi says, I just lost my girlfriend that I love so dearly to another man, and I just asked that somebody to lift me up in prayer, please. Thank you, my friends. C-Dub, I'm praying for you, and I've been through there. I probably took 2 or 3 years of my life away, or at least productive life, because once you lose somebody you love, even if it's, they're not dead, it screws you up for sure. C-Dub, I really do feel for you. Mine was when I was 19 or 20 and thought about her for a decade. Horrible. James Fox, thank you for the super chat. Alaskan Faith, thank you for the super chat. Red 55, thank you for the super chat. Thank you. And then again, Free Life Task, that is really nice of you. Thank you for your support, and I hope you get better. And then
Adam, we're fixed.
Okay, good. Sorry, guys. This is a live show. Anything can happen. When stuff happens in the background like that, I've just got to kind of wing it. So thank you. Out of the Woods, Peaceful Waters, Priscilla R., Kirsten, and I am definitely getting sick. Oh, man, it sucks. Ears Up, Unicorn Force, Lady Green Eyes, Tall Drink of Water, Johnny Fry, thank you so much. Eat the Rich, thank you so much. Akarushi, whoever's over there modding on DLive, thank you guys. Chance Paladin, April, whoever's over there, thank you so much, you guys. Jammer, whoever's bopping and booping. I think that's how you say it. Bopping and booping. All right, let's get Stacy on the phone. The number to call is 224-400-MARF. You can call in right now. Stacy, who's really planning the exploration of space? Stacy, you're live on Marfoogle News.
Hi, this is Stacy.
So what's going on?
How are you?
You have a question?
Well, I guess it's just, yes, it is a question. Mostly I just have feelings about extraterrestrials. And so I was just wondering if, like, NASA, that was their objective for going to space.
Is that what you think, or do you think that there's something else there?
Well, watching your show for kind of like the last 5 months and listening to, people that call into your show and things they've seen, I've never actually seen anything, to say one way or the other. I've just always questioned why we wouldn't know more about them than we do.
Well, I guess one thing I would ask is why would we...
I guess I was just wondering your opinion.
Well, why would we need to go to Mars? My opinion is they already know about... If they are out there, that we already know about it. And I'm just wondering... I think that we're getting off of Earth because something's messed up and they won't tell us because they don't want us to panic. But I mean, as far as, why would we need to go to Mars to find them? Or did we already find them? Is there somebody already on Mars? Are they helping us get over there or something? I don't know. But you are right about like how they have come out with all the UFO information, and they've talked about disclosure. They've let out a lot of files. A lot of people think that that's just to distract us from all of the kind of political drama out there, though. I don't know. As far as I'm concerned, I feel I know we're going to be hit by something. Yeah,
well, for sure. I mean, and probably on more levels than one.
Yeah.
But like on your show, like I was talking to Dex, one thing, or this lady that caught my attention was she was from Southern California, and she was telling her story where she knew the difference between like military and lights and cameras and, and just something different about what she was seeing was different. And so my question is like, well, why, I mean, just in spaces are we seeing it, or just certain people get to see it? Is it just certain areas, or am I just missing it all?
I would say if you're not somebody who looks up, then you might not see it. But I guess I've looked up since I was a little kid, and I see stuff all the time. So maybe they only let certain people see them, I guess. I don't know. I'm surprised. Most people have seen something in their life, even if they don't believe. They go, well, I did see something I can't explain.
Right, yeah. Well, Adam, you intrigue me very much. Things you guys talk about just sometimes makes me question and have conversations with myself.
Well, that's the point. I want to talk about stuff with people. It's just like, you can't even talk about some of the stuff we talk about here because people they actually want to talk about it with you, but they culturally are supposed to go, oh, that's weird. Why is anything weird? Why can't we talk it? This is what's weird to me is like, now it's totally acceptable for you to be like, I'm not a man, I'm a woman, or I'm a woman, I'm a man. That's fine, but we can't talk about UFOs without being looked at like we're nuts. I mean, like, we should have everything on the table. I
totally agree.
We should have everything.
Yeah.
If they're only going to pick some things and be like, this is totally normal now, well, then can we make everything normal? Because I'm cool with talking about anything. You do that, we'll do this.
And that's the way it should be. Yeah.
Exactly.
You might not agree with me, but let's talk about it.
Exactly. We shouldn't be angry. That we need to take away the triggers of getting angry when people say something. And I'm working on it myself. I get triggered by certain things, and I'm trying not to, because but even if you are triggered, you can't cancel that. You can't cancel people and say you can't talk about this at all. That's not freedom of speech. You need freedom of speech to have.
Absolutely.
They don't want freedom. They don't want the D word. They don't want that. They're saying that people are taking down the D word, but really the D word is freedom of speech and being able to have ideas and creative ideas and create and all of that. But they don't want that. They want drones, militarily and civilian. We're all a bunch of drones to them. So, well, Stacy, I appreciate you calling in.
I hope this is okay to say on your show. I have a problem with it because of what you just said, and we should be able to talk about it.
Yeah, we should.
Peacefully.
Exactly.
And say things that, people have questions about, even if they don't believe it. And that's, my other half and I argue. He's probably going to kill me for saying this on live TV, but we debate this all the time and just have conversations about it, and people should be allowed to do that live and on air. So I so appreciate you, Adam, for taking my call, and Dax too.
Well, no problem. Stacy, thank you for calling, and it's your first time called. Don't make it your last, okay? Marf out. All right, and then, yeah, things need to change. We need to, start taking charge. It's just, I think it's stupid. We should all be able to talk about whatever we want, and people are classifying this or that as off the table. Like, why? I think there's a lot of people like Star Wars fans. Look at Gina Carano. That should have never happened. What? You say something on your personal Twitter, they can use it 10 years later. In her case, they used it like 2 days later. They didn't even tell her she was fired. Like, even Star Wars fans, doesn't matter. There's people that aren't, whatsoever either way. And they're like, that's Star Wars. You don't mess with Star Wars. You don't recast somebody that's been part of the freaking universe. Like, who cares if their personal views are this way or that way? That has nothing to do with Star Wars. They're actors. They're acting to be somebody else. We're not watching her for her, Twitter self. We're watching it for Star Wars. That's The Mandalorian, like these. Even Jon Favreau, he's not supporting. He's saying don't recast. But it's like all Hollywood, everybody is like making everybody go in a certain direction, and I think it's insane. We're going down the toilet. It's really scary. I think you guys understand exactly what I mean. James Fox knows. Thank you. And Jonathan Pittman. Disclosure is coming, but it could be a Fantastic Freddy. Jonathan Pittman, thank you for knowing yes, it could be an FF, a Fantastic Freddy as we call it here. It could be a false this and that. So yeah, I get it. Look at what they just did in Dubai with the huge cranes holding up a net of sorts and projecting planets. So people driving down the road thought that there were 2 planets above, all did, cell phone videos and freaked out, and they look real because who does a projection that's 300 feet wide, as big as a football field, of 2 planets right there? People thought it was the end of the world. People thought there was moons there, whatever else. That 2 asteroids were flying by, whatever. Project Bluebeam, look it up. Think about that. How would you be able to control every single person on Earth? Well, make every single person on Earth afraid of something. They have done it before, they'll do it again. Hey, Marv and Dex, we've been with you for over 2+ years, just sending some love to you guys. And the mods and Foogle family, Jesus Christ is Lord. Johnny Doom, wifey, thank you so much. And Johnny Doom, thank you for bringing your wife, and thank you guys for watching together now. Leonard Robles, thank you for subscribing again. That's really awesome. And then we have, of course, You But Better. Scientists designing method to remove fear, boost confidence via brain stimulation. They want to make a better you. They're going to alter people, by the way. Say alter their DNAs. Never heard of that, right? Maybe make them more docile, this and that, and then make the ones they want, less fear, that kind of stuff. It says if modern science conceived a way to pluck unwanted fears, thoughts, and preferences from your mind, is that something you would be interested in? It sounds impossible, but a new study on non-conscious brain stimulation may just make it a reality via a combination of artificial intelligence and brain scanning technology. Scientists in Japan say that they've discovered avenues to remove specific fears and boost confidence and even alter individual preferences. They found out that if you get a fresh haircut, you feel better about yourself. No, I'm just kidding. But here's one other thing. Think about how they'll use this militarily. If you can get somebody to not be afraid of something and just charge forward, that sounds a lot like a country that did that back in WW2. Huh. Sounds kind of familiar. I bet you before it would be anything that would be public, anything. Just say if there was a pill that made you fear less or something that altered you, it wouldn't go out to the public. It would quickly be snatched up and a government patent. It says they believe in the future these techniques may lead to new treatments for patients dealing with issues like PTSD or generalized anxiety disorder. It says all of this incredibly promising, but researchers admit that they haven't perfected their approach just yet. Well, the treatment they have developed has proven effective with many. Some individuals have seen the same benefits, which is pretty nuts. It says, study authors say a more thorough understanding of how the brain can self-regulate its own activity patterns would help this research immensely. In fact, this need for further information is why the team is releasing their findings right now. By releasing their data set, they're hoping the scientific community can help them, quote, accelerate the translation from basic science to application. So, by the way, so we've covered in the past, just to catch you up, they also can actually read your mind from the outside as far as when you are thinking or standing or breathing or sitting. They can actually read specific signals that your brain is sending out, which further proves that of course, our brain is actually heard outside of our brain. There's electrical impulses that are going out. It kind of gives credence to some theories like The Secret and things like this, that you actually have impulses that are obviously readable outside of your body. So hence that means that you are actually putting that out there, right? Is that affecting everything else? Let me ask you this. I'm going to ask two things. If you could make your personality better, your fears less, or anything like that, if you could make yourself better, but all you had to do was do some sort of brain alteration. If they said, hey, we can alter your brain to make you less afraid, happier, more confident, press 1 if you would do it, or 2 if you would never touch it. And either answer is okay. 1 if you would do it, 2 if you would never touch it. And if you're watching the replay, I'll be reading the comments in the replay. Put question B, 1 or 2, and I'll go and respond to you if you do. Once again, wow, I'm actually surprised. There are some ones, but pretty much everybody says they would not do it. Think about it though. Is it how I say it? I just wonder this. I wonder if people would say 1 if I phrased it differently. What if there was no bad side effects? What if it was just completely good and there was no evil behind it? Dex, do you ever feel like sometimes, like if I wonder this though, if I said something and I say it with a negative connotation, does anybody want to jump out of the bandwagon and go against what everybody else says? Does anybody want to press 1 right now? Do you feel normal pressing 1? I guess I'm trying to make a bigger point. If everybody's talking out loud about something, kind of like what's happening right now, and everybody's like, yeah, screw that. Do you want to be the one person that stands up and go, no, I actually think that that's cool? I think that's kind of what the problem is right now. Everybody is afraid of saying it. But I think in this case, it's, this one's an easy one. I don't think there's a lot of too many people that want their brain altered. I'm just curious on the side if me as the person on the thing and we're guiding thousands of people, I try to make sure that we are making good decisions on how we look at things too. Because guess what? Just like the opinion on the news, if you're watching mainstream media, how they talk about things can alter you. If you like that person, or if subconsciously you like the person saying it and they're saying something negatively about it, then you're subconsciously going to say negative things about it in your head. It's also how propaganda works. American diplomats in China complain they were forced to take anal swab tests for the CV. I'll let you guys read that on the website. But this is basically how Americans are being treated over there. Yup. Yo, here's a Q-tip the size of a baby's arm. Here you go, Americans. There you go. Hey, go step in here and cough. Okay, look to your right. Okay, now stick this thing up your... Woo-ha! No thanks. No thanks. And then, of course, okay, so Dex added this in, and when I first looked at it, I didn't even notice anything different about it. So this is to prove a point. And Dex, you can explain. Basically, this proves a point of that this is so good now that you wouldn't even look at it, right? Dex, what do you think about the Tom Cruise as far as AI generated synthetic media? And then,
well, hey, Adam, and this was really interesting. When I saw this, I thought talking about technology, but this was definitely one of the times that it looked. I mean, there's a couple of spots where it may not look like him, but this thing really. I mean, if you were just throwing this up on a TMZ article, you could say that was really him, and people would believe it.
The only thing that got me, and I knew, was there was a couple glitches, like there was a little air here and there where the face.
But you knew
didn't
you
catch
knew
up.
to look for it, right?
Yeah, but before you even said anything, when it was playing, and I was talking to you before the show, I didn't see that, so I thought this was just genuinely a clip of Tom Cruise. But then I was like, wait a second, this is like new cameras. But he looks way too young because he looks older now.
Oh, I know. It's almost like, it looks like Tom Cruise just past risky business days.
Yeah,
right?
It looks like Top Gun days almost. This is like, because the only reason too is a couple days ago, or like 2 nights ago, I watched Oblivion. And even in that movie, that's 2013 or something. Maybe it's later than that. Yeah, I think it was 2013. So that's, 9 years ago. He still looked older. So then I was like, what the heck? But this is the point. They can make a fake video of anybody, and they don't even have to be millionaires or have a production team of animators. This is something that people can do. So just to play the clip real quick.
Russia ran into Gorbachev. He said, Mr. Movie Star, are you nervous? I said, no, Mr. Gorbachev, I'm not. Nervous, I know. He goes, well, remember how much a polar bear weighs? I said, polar bear? He said, enough to break the ice. It's the last time I've ever seen Mikhail Gorbachev.
Isn't that scary? Why?
It's it's a little embarrassing, it reminds me. I was once in Russia, ran into Gorbachev. He said, Mr. Movie Star, are you nervous? I said, no, Mr. Gorbachev, I'm not. Nervous, I know. He goes, well, remember how much a polar bear weighs? I said, polar bear? He said, enough to break the ice.
Tom Cruise!
Mikhail Gorbachev.
Get out of here. No, literally, Tom Cruise, get out of here with your Scientology. All right. Anyways, the point is, the thing looks, I was looking at it several times, and I was like, gosh, they did a good job. And especially when you slow it down when he falls, they connected his face. That is not Tom Cruise, by the way. That is, and actually, I've seen that account before. He does a bunch. But here's the thing: computers are getting to the point where you can have a really good graphics card, and if you have some free time, you can do this. So, anybody could put my face on something, make me, the Hulk, or you could put me on Putin's body or Putin's head on me. Same difference. Probably about the same makeup. So, I don't know. That's creepy. Really creepy. Look at this. Response here goes, McKay Wrigley says, we are woefully unprepared for this. AI safety needs to be bumped up on our list of priorities. So the big debate that has happened before is, how dangerous can this be? Well, there's been videos of President, Obama and T-Man. What if there's a video of President B or whatever that gets taken as serious, and it says, hey, we're about to take out Russia and China? That's why they say that this is extremely dangerous. What if, and you go, well, yeah, if it was just put out online, it wouldn't do anything. Well, what if this? What if they used something in SolarWinds, hacked all of the news stations or something and put it out via that, caused panic, and everybody started taking each other out because they thought they were about to die or something? I think this is really crazy. We're living in the most insane times where a normal person, not a Disney animation production team, can make a deep fake like that. That's scary. All right, and then it looks like we have Cheryl, a first-time caller, talk about why. Okay, well, I'll wait. I'll let her explain that. From Mississippi, Cheryl from Mississippi is from going to talk about China. What's going on, Cheryl?
Hi there. Can you hear me?
Yes, you're good. You're live on Marfoogle News.
Awesome. Well, hello to everybody. Hello to you. I love watching the show. I'm a big fan, first-time caller. I'm calling in regards to a question that you asked when you were talking about why does China want the Taiwan Semiconductor Manufacturing Company so badly? And you were right there. I was like, oh, come on, say it. And you said, well, I'm not sure. Why, are they wanting this so bad? Well, let me say this because I don't want to say anything wrong on air. There's a little tiny country there in the Middle East, begins with an I. They got a lovely, beautiful flag, blue and white, with a lovely star on it. So I'll just say it like that. They have a profound relationship with China. I'm sure most of your listeners are aware of that, but if they're not, there has been a huge tech move, tech transfer and development there in, I'll just say, the blue and white. And they're set to gain control of the Pentagon cloud, if they haven't already. And their last move is to, via the arm of China, gain control of Taiwan Semiconductor, manufacturing. And then they will have the power and the back door to every tech aspect we have, period. Which somebody might say, okay, not a big deal. Great. It's consolidated. I'm sure they'll do fine. And maybe that will be. But I think we all know that should not be consolidated to any one place. Why would we outsource such a thing? So I just wanted to touch bases and put that to you.
And you're talking about are you talking about the processing chip for all cell phones? Is that what you're saying?
Yes, for all cell phones. But what they really want the company for is what else they're kind of able to do too. Obviously, the chips for all the cell phones. Yes. This is like one of the final moves in this consolidation. And your audience and you can go look this up. This is all public information. Who runs the tech companies there in the blue and white? You can look up Unit 8200 or the Talpiot program there. Most of their graduates are startup companies, tech startups. Microsoft has moved its way over there. Everybody in the book, if they're tech, if they're silicon, they're headed that way. But just back to what I was saying, as far as China's concerned, like I said, very tight with the blue and white. And so via China, the blue and white can get a real nice control. And that's going to be one of the last steps, is if you see China get control of, Taiwan Semiconductor Manufacturing Company, it's going to be interesting.
Again, the Unit 8200 is that Israel, the defense signal gathering group, and there's some pretty crazy stuff there. There's so many shows that I want to have guests on for. I have a good buddy who is a civilian that knows all about that and dealt 15 years with that country and some of the stuff that their kind of CIA did. And it's really insane. Some of the other countries, imagine having the same tech as us as far as like spy gear, but not having moral limitations. Right. Think about that. Or political limitations, right? Like if something happens,
right,
they've got approval from up top to do something really dirty. It's kind of messed up.
Absolutely. So just something to look out for, something to research, and anybody can look these things up. But, just basically tech transfer over to Israel, last arm of or the last leg of their little trip there to get it all in line is via China to get control there of the semiconductor manufacturing. And anybody can kind of look that up further too, of why they would be wanting that. But yes, please. Everybody, take a look at this. Very, very serious. And
let me ask you this too. So, as far as, do you think that do you know about how Huawei kind of was? They chopped the feet off of Huawei, and do you know how Taiwan and they couldn't associate with any of the apps? They took away Google, they took away Maps, they took away. Basically, they were making a cell phone that couldn't have any of the apps that pretty much everyone has basics. Nobody would buy a phone without those basics on it. Do you see what I'm saying?
Right. Absolutely. Chopping them right at the knees.
And the processors that go in.
Pretty much impossible for them to go forward. Yes. I'm sorry. I didn't mean to interrupt you. Go ahead.
Oh, no. You're right. So do you believe, and you sound like you're studied up on this, do you believe that they would possibly pay for the biggest operation in history to fix that? And could it trigger something far bigger? Like what pushes them to go, okay, let's just take this whole thing?
I have to say, unless, people can get involved, and there's many ways that they can do that. But unless people start to get involved and educated on this aspect of everything, just the tech transfer aspect and the control of our tech.
Are you there?
Pentagon and the rest. So for that to be controlled, I'm here. Can you hear me?
Yeah, you just cut out.
Hello?
You just cut out for a second.
That was weird. Okay. What I was saying is, unless we get involved, and I think what you might have been asking me is, what's the probability, or do you think we will really see this take place? I would be honest. They're going to make a move for it. I'll tell you that. If they could be stopped on the way, how, I don't know, because this is a major investment. And when I say this is like the linchpin for them, for Israel, this is part of their plans for real. And I don't mean, I don't want to say it in a sinister way. We don't have to go there. Everybody can form their opinions on all of that. But yes, if this is not stopped, we can be upset about a lot of different things, but this will be the juggernaut by all means, because they will definitely have the back door to every tech aspect we have, period. And if they can get their control of, and it's so interesting to me that Taiwan Semiconductor is they're the only ones manufacturing that way. Why are we not getting another company in the United States to challenge this? Why are these semiconductors, the chips not being made anywhere else? Why are we hearing Biden say to us, there's a shortage? What in the world? It's so there's something going on here, because if it wasn't that, we would see the United States with, why would we not, even under Trump or something, open up a huge plant here? Why are we not?
Yeah, I get you, Cheryl.
Right there. There's a real problem. Yeah.
Well, Cheryl.
Well, anyway, I know you probably have other callers too and other things to get to, but I just thought, since you were asking, do you know why? Does anybody know why they're wanting this? That is why. That's kind of like their last step to get their Spider-Man web.
No, I agree. I agree, Cheryl. And again, I don't know why they're not making these in the U.S. or making them anywhere other than there. And, of course, you can see the power grab that's going on. Well, Cheryl, thank you so much for your call. We have Guardian Maniac right behind you. I appreciate you. It's your first time call. Please, and I'm serious this time, don't make it your last, okay?
It won't be. Thank you for taking the call.
All right,
Have a good
Cheryl,
night.
please call again. I'd love to talk to you again. All right, bye-bye. She is completely right. So she said another thing that rings true is I know that I'm not the most brilliant person in the world, but I spend time educating myself at least as much as I can about what is going on right now with the tech transfer and what she's talking about. Why all of this matters. Huawei, I think, has the hugest part of everything, including the events that just took place, including the machines, including everything. All of it has a tie-in with that country directly. Really, it's this country versus this country. And one of them, I believe, is winning a conflict that we don't even know we're at yet. So it's insane. Insanity. Just nuts. Prairie Wind says, that sounds like the equivalent of putting your brain on cruise control. Yeah. Having a computer, just dial you up and more confidence, more everything. Martin Benjamin, thank you so much for your massive support last night and then tonight to stop by again. Says 2, not a chance. Hello, Foogle fam. Hope all is well with Marf and Dex. Saying he would not have his brain on cruise control there. James Fox, thank you for your massive support tonight. I really do appreciate it. I believe that's your third support tonight, so thank you. And then there was somebody who popped over live. I'm glad we got our phone somewhat working. I thought she was going to cut out. That's awesome. And then Free Life Toss. Again, thanks. Thank you. I super appreciate that. And James W., thank you for going over to PayPal at marfugglenews.com/PayPal. All right, Garden Maniac. Let's get Garden Maniac on. And then Guardian Maniac, when you pop in, of course, we can talk about that here. Todd Best over on YouTube says, a nation divided will not stand. That is a perfect comment. Garden Maniac, what's going on? And what do you like to talk about tonight?
Hi, Marf. How you doing?
I'm good. So you want to talk about EMP 2024, food loss and upticks in volcanoes and earthquakes from Ontario, Canada.
Yeah, well, everything and above that and beyond, I kind of want to challenge you at the same time. I called in last year in December about grand solar minimum and possible ice freeze, blah, blah, blah. Anywho, so EMP. Let's start with that, I guess. So I know you're promoting that, and kudos for you. And I hate to kind of dodge it down, but I believe man is too... They love their technology too much. They're not going to destroy it themselves. So it's going to be done naturally by the sun. You know what I mean? So I think having an EMP shield, yes, kudos for people that have them for your lightning and for the sun, but I don't think man is going to do it.
So you think it'll be a natural solar flare?
Yeah, I don't think man. Yeah, technology is too valuable to meet the higher ups. You know what I mean?
But I mean, what if it was the enemies? There's a lot of valuable stuff. They'll bomb a bank with gold in it. They're still able to get the gold out of it afterwards. I don't know.
Yes, but every continent on the world now has too much infrastructure that's too valuable to destroy that kind of way.
All right. Well, fair enough.
Which is why they don't want to. In my opinion.
Here's the thing, though.
I mean?
We are guaranteed to have another massive Carrington event solar flare. It happens on average every 100 years. So, I mean, either way, no matter how it happens, I would rather want to be protected against it no matter how it happens, and it does protect against it that way, too. But I get what you're saying, that humans wouldn't want to openly destroy their own stuff, and especially since if you do that, if you do an EMP on somebody, I mean, it has lasting effects that would be years to fix, if it's ever fixed at all.
If not years, could be decades, if not. By the way, a lifetime is 50 years by definition. Because a lifetime is, if you go back to the 1800s, a lifetime, the average person would live only 40 to 50 years. So that is what a lifetime is.
So what about 2024?
2024, okay. So this comes to astrology and actually a bit of Bible too. So they actually both intertwine into each other, but it's a lot more complicated and complex. Now I have no links, I have nothing like that, but if you actually go on YouTube and search out Ice Age Farmer, Adapt 2030, Oppenheimer Ranch Project, or Magnetic Reversal News, you'll find out, you'll find some of the links that will describe a lot more, they'll go more detail. I'm just going to give you a bit of the gist of it, right?
Yeah, and all those guys are cool. So, I get you.
Yeah. Well, the gist of it is 2024, okay? Excuse me. I had a cough like you.
Yeah,
no,
that's
it's
all right.
C19.
Yeah.
No, it's not C19. Anyways, 2024. So planets, they're all aligning, right? This all happens. It kind of correlates with dinosaur era and Jesus and everything. And actually, a lot of Bible dissectors, priests, whatever, people that really study and dissect the Bible and everything, like if you go by Jubilees or the way they do their math in their calendars. But astrologists and astrologists calendars with the way the planets rotate actually line up with the Bible calendar, which lines up for 2024 October 2024. 2024.
So,
October,
okay,
2.5 years.
Just to stay focused here, so 2024 is the actual kind of biblical end, or are you talking about the calendar being off?
It's Bible terms. It's actually the start of the 7-year tribulation, I guess, or Revelation, whatever. So it would end by 2030, 2031.
Okay. All right, gotcha.
But by astronomy and the Hapgood theory and Earth crust displacement, that'll happen kind of like all your little bit movies. Not every single movie. So we'll say a good 65 to 70% of all the movies, all the shows you watch out there by Hollywood has a piece of the puzzle that the ARKE, they, it's so funny, and my wife is like, she doesn't mind that I stockpile. She doesn't mind that we're so like, she's like, when hurting times come, and they have come and they have gone, it's a roller coaster ride the last year or two, but she's like, I don't mind that you stockpile and do all this shit, because fucking we've never had to worry about food and water and power and blah blah, and but everything's going to rotate like that and that's why everybody is, and that's why all the governments in the world is coinciding, because they know this event is about to happen, like 2021, George Hapter, or like, Earth crust displacement. That is a very well possibility, because in 2024, all these planets we're about to get crushed. We're about to be squared up by the 4 biggest planets in the atmosphere: Saturn, Jupiter, Uranus, Neptune. We're about to be squared by those guys. They're all going to form square around planet Earth in October 2024 in the rotation. This happens every 4,000 years. Every time an empire is rejuvenated is during this alignment. The only country in the world that has the best records of these is the Vatican and China. Why does China has the best records of this? Because they fall every 400 years.
Guardian Maniac, I don't want to interrupt you, but we are out of time, so if you can wrap it up. We're on 8 minutes.
Oh, sorry. Like, the planet is collapsing. I mean, China has the best record. They are, I don't know if it's going to be World War III. I hope not, because society has not seen blood like that. We do not want to see blood like that. I'm hoping it's going to be more natural by all this planet alignment. By the way, and with the Bible, astrology, a lot of scientists, I mean, John Casey, a lot of this stuff I'm talking about comes from his theories after he retired from NASA and started blowing the whistle of all the dark secrets from NASA, wrote all his books. And he just happens to become sick, and now he can't talk and everything because he wrote all these books. Why? Are they trying to silence him?
I don't know.
I mean,
hey, but Garden Maniac, we're way over. So
yeah, I understand, Mark. Okay,
all right.
Sorry, bud. But
no worries.
I want to say kudos to you. This is my second call. And remember last time I was like, hey, you're in your underwear, whatever.
I actually do. I think I do remember that. That was right after the news guy got caught in his boxers or something, right?
Yeah, something like that.
I think
so.
that
was last year.
Yeah, well, Garden Maniac,
you
can call in more often.
A long way. No, it's hard to get into you, buddy. I had to call like 7 times just to get in tonight. But hey, no, I love you. I love your channel. I love this family. I love you all. We're all cool. And it's the best group to be part of. So definitely put a thumbs up and cheers. And geez, another one. Geez, your family's getting big now, man. Hope you have a nice big house.
One day. All right, well, thank you. And again, Guardian Maniac, try to look at that list next time, okay? The list that Dex walked you over and walked you through, because that was about 8 filter words. One of those filter words can basically knock the whole show. Just trying to keep things going because there's a lot of people that depend on the show. All right. But thank you so much, Garden Maniac. It was a pleasure talking to you the first time. It was a pleasure talking to you that time. All right. Let's, and by the way, the channels he suggested, we'll put a link. Dex, if you can, put a link to Oppenheimer Project and Ice Age Farmer on the website. I know at least those two are those are good guys. I haven't met them, but from what I understand, I've never heard anything negative about them, so that's always a good thing. And then Coal Cracker is going to be up next. Yeah, let's get Coal Cracker on, and this whole thing about the minimum, everything about that. Definitely go over to those guys. They cover it in depth if you want to learn more about it, and I think they do a really good job of backing themselves up. Coal Cracker, what's going on?
Hey, how you doing, Marv?
Hey,
how's everything going?
It's really good to hear you calling in. Okay, so Coal Cracker, what's going on? Strange experience with a plane, and you've got a video. Is that right?
Yeah. I just learned how to upload this stuff here to YouTube, so I'll be sticking a lot more stuff on. I have one very interesting thing that I wanted to try and get to you. It's something that appeared underneath the snow, besides this video, some kind of light orb. It reminded me the other night of the other day you showed that guy that was out in Colorado. He showed that orb floating around with the dog, and my dog was acting strange, and I came outside, and in the yard underneath the snow was a light, but it was flashing. And I'm actually trying to upload it now on there, but I was going to save that for another call-in, but that will be on the channel there. I just started a channel, Cold Region Radio. So, yeah, I hope you learn, you live and learn. You learn something new every day. But this is very interesting. Well, I don't know what it is.
It kind of looks like a triangle. Is that what you're saying? I don't know if... To me, it looks like it's really. No. It looks like it's backwards.
The video the video that you're going to view right here. I just there's a lot of movement going around here, and I try to get as much as I can. And this one here, I heard him coming. He was late towards the end of the day, right before it got dark, and I just happened to throw it up and catch him. Because it sounded a little different on my end, and. The exhaust was single, and then it turned into dual. It wasn't coming dual. It was just, it's interesting because just take a look and watch very closely and tell me. It appears to be a plane at first, but it's not.
I get what you're saying.
You tell me.
No, I was looking closely. It almost looks like a triangle, but the point of the triangle is backwards, like it should be flying the other way. Almost looks like one of those movies where they show Superman in a pod, like coming to hit the ground. Kind of weird if you ask me. But I did see where it went from one tail to two tails. Who knows? Maybe they're turning something on. Either way, we're going to share this so everybody can see this. Cold Cracker, I'm going to show your channel. And again, you know that we love helping small creators, and I hope that the Foogle fam starts actually getting off their butt and getting over and love mobbing, because the love mobs have not been as good as before. Coal Region Radio, let's get over here and support. You guys, make sure to like and thumbs up everywhere, including our video, of course, if you can. We don't ever ask you, but it would be appreciated. It helps us. And then again, that's Coal Region Radio. Well, Coal Region Radio, or Cold Cracker, a.k.a., thank you so much for calling in, and thanks for the video. We'll share it so people can zoom in on it and investigate and do everything else with it.
Yeah, thank you. Like I said, I'm new to this stuff, and that's my first video I've ever uploaded, and hopefully there's going to be many, many, many more very interesting videos to come. So I appreciate everything, Marf, and I appreciate what you do and all your mods and Dex and the fam. Hey, stay safe.
Well, thank you for saying hi to the mods as well. And again, I'm proud that you're going out there and you're trying to create and do something instead of, a lot of people just sit on their butts and tell everybody else they want to see it. You're doing it. So thank you so much. Cold Cracker, you have a good night. Marf out. Let's see here. I don't know why it won't load. Looks like he had comments turned off. Maybe we can help you, Cold Cracker. Somebody asked if we would do a video on how we live stream. Actually, it was the Rob Matters. Rob Matters, if you guys haven't checked him out, make sure to go check him out. He is dealing with stage 4 cancer right now. Of course, if you can, go over and support his GoFundMe. You can go find the Rob Matters over on Instagram. I believe he has a link on one of his posts right now. But Rob Matters has stage 4 cancer, and he's going through some really rough stuff. He just found out a few months ago, and both Brian from High Impact Flicks and myself, really just it just really hits you when you know somebody, and then all of a sudden they're dealing with that kind of thing. So if you can support, do. If you can't, then make sure to go like their social media and share their social media, so then maybe they can reach somebody else that will. I always try to support other creators, especially ones that are going through rough times. Yeah. All right. Let's go. Free Life Task. Happy birthday to Bob Dobbs. Happy birthday, Bob Dobbs. Michael Ray just tuned in as anybody mentioned the 2 explosions back-to-back in southern Ohio 2 days ago. Definitely not sonic booms. I'm a veteran. No. Dex, let's both look into that. By next show, we'll have an answer. We'll look. If you heard a huge boom in Ohio 2 days ago, let us know about your experience, or if you know exactly what it was. Again, that was Michael Ray saying that. Thanks for your support. And then Free Life Task from Australia. Thank you, Prairie Wind. This sounds like me an equivalent of putting your brain on cruise control. Okay, I already got that. S. Nort, woke up and listened to some of the show. We'll replay in the morning. Sorry that my voice is half gone. Again, sorry. But we do the show anyways. And yes, I'm going to do more honey and lemon and water and everything else. If you're new, my voice is not so rough and manly. It's more girly. Normally, it's more like this. This is how I normally talk. But it takes effort. It takes effort. It takes effort. Effort on my end. It takes effort on my end to talk like that. Yeah. Because none of these young kids, they just don't have effort. They need to put more effort into it. I'm sorry. Yes, I just laughed at fart. Okay. Dex, I love you, brother.
Great show, brother.
All right.
Everything's on the website, so including Cold Cracker's new channel. So if you guys can't find it or need a link or want to see that video, it's all on the website.
So when you go to the tabs at the top, you see that there's tabs. You can go to news or TV. News is our other channel. If you have not freaking subscribed over there, I'm going to tell you to have more effort and go over there and subscribe, okay? Who's pulling the strings? Short videos. Oh, and we work so hard. You guys love Dex too. Dex has been doing polls on what part of this show do you think should be made into a clip. Not everybody has 2 hours. That's one thing that we heard loud and clear through our feedback. And that's why Dex has it's so awesome. He was doing polls over on his Telegram. Basically, what parts do you want to see clipped? Because wouldn't that be awesome? The parts that really get all the most, take those and grab those so you get the best parts of the show over on the other channel. So make sure to go over to Marfoogle News. Also, do you have any ideas for guests? Do you have guests that you can get on the show for sure? Let us know and say, hey, I know this guy. He'll come on your show. Boom, bam. Something that rhymes with boom, bam. Wing-a-wing-a-ding-dam, okay? Let's do it. It's now officially time for me to sneeze. The Chow-Chow! Johnny Doom, wifey, and the rest. Leonard in the brain, got a piece of water, in fact it's cold. Hey, and with the power shaggy, gotta do it back now, they miss me. YouTube, Priscilla,
the life is better on still. They going Mount racing real to Scottish and the kill. Gonna do it all the way back up and all the way back down. Got the bleena, going meaner, bring it down like Asapina. Wanna be at a record time in the bleena hexagene up on the pig on time. Raps is so now, doing what they clap, doing up a day on now. Trinity real pure, happy birthday to you. Surrender DP, dog, drinking water and a friend to be. And everybody is my friend. But she's got brush in the eye and everybody in the hand. Got the tools on the bootleg, gonna bring it back down and I know. Big tuber on the end, doing everything that we can. Got a seat, got a love, got a team, ram rock. Zippy moons, thank you, gotta do. Hey, thank you, Zippy Moons, for being number one tonight. Just a big shout out. Make sure, in case you're watching the replay, thank you so much, Gone Girl 777. Zippy Moons, thank you for being number one tonight. N95 Hero, thank you so much. Vault 111, thank you so much for your support tonight. El Luna 3D377, Machina Opus, Veteran Steve, thank you for stopping by. I really do appreciate it. Thank you so much. Again, Veteran Steve, either way, you're getting shout outs every day. Jammer 1, I love Dosh Hounds, Kirkstan, Kimberly, Pam, thank you so much. I hope you're doing well wherever you are. Kimberly, Kirkstan, One Wascally Rabbit, Cheryl from Dayton, Island by the Sea Team, Ramrod and Daly. I come back around now and everybody hates me. Gotta do it like you right. And the world news, everybody got it right. And the list wasn't updating, need you bring back down and love you down. And Luna 3377, thanks for your support. Don't Luna back now, I'm never going back far. Truth me, I like everybody walking, jam up one, everybody gon' talking. Life is better on steers, said this and my mother have hope gon' bring it. Gonna do it, everybody won't sing it. But can't I love to wow, wow. If I could. I love so much. I said I love. I push and shove. I love too much. I love you so. I love you so. I love so much. I love you so much. I love you so. A B, a body and no T. A G, sharp penny in the life is better. Go right back and got you head. No, you don't do it now. With the cleaner and the everybody going keener. I got the team Ryan Bob and the everybody Gina on the light now. Martin said, Gina. I push and shove. I love too much. I love you so. I love you so. I love so much. Him, you got that truth is out there. People what does and they don't care. Team Ramrod and the people out there. Just don't share a penny on that share. Penny on that F for Chandler. Bring it right back and yes, your hell yeah. Read love. Dex said, oh, good night. Ain't not got to reload again. Venus down on Lee along. Crazy K-I-O-D. Oh. Thanks a lady Dex. Sheriff from a Daisy. Like nobody be. I see. Boy, gonna nana and I bring it back down. Do it, everybody, and you know this town. And hit love power in the peaceful waters. Do it here. I love you so. I love you so. I love so much. I said I love. I push and shove. I love too much. Adam can do to buy it, do too much. It's powered up for my computer. So I backed it up with the team print bar. Do it everybody and I got that bod. Wait, that's a bad bod. Wait. I love you so. I love you so. I love so much. We the life is better on still speed on the water. During a nigga bull and I bring it on the daughter. Go it back around and I will love my daughter. Good it on there, I'll bring it out there. Truth is out there. They don't care. They'd rather see something else. They would rather look the other way and not see the bell. The hell we're here. The hell we're here. I love you so. I love you so. I love so much. With the deep right, and everybody like God. And we still yeah, and I'm happy and grateful. Stormy 757 gotta love you. In the dark rain go, in the dark rain go. I said I love. I push and shove. I love too much. Gotta bring a team, my mod, guys electric. Jenny in the Texas, bringing on the chick shit, bringing on the Braylee. Gotta go on the daily, gonna do it every single day.
Everybody turn up, get up from the corner, bring it right back now, they got Corona.
This beat reminded me of Pet Goat. I Pet Goat. This sound right here. Doesn't that remind you of I Pet Goat? Zippy Moons is our number one. He gets a loop tonight. feel? Hey, show me feel. How do you feel? I with the Bailey, I with the life here. Better on sales and everybody right? Why? With the fire on the buy, with the body in the shop anyway. N95 and N95, yeah. N95 and N95, yeah. N95 and N95, yeah. N95 and N95, yeah. Young girl, Jimmy Chevy, whoa, wait, why you doing that? You don't even have to. I call you out whether you even pop into. Chat all thinking you gotta love you, girl. Hey, now, with the gun, girl, Jimmy 7 do. Hero races all ball 8 song down, though. N95 and N95, yeah. 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 Hey, whoa, hey, whoa, hey, whoa, hey, This one's for the grown girl. 777 on top of the world. This one's for grown girl. 777 on top of the world. This one's for grown girl. 777 on top of the world. This one's for grown girl. 777 on top of the world. This one's for grown girl. 777 on top of the world. This one's for grown girl. 777 on top of the world. This one's for grown girl. 777 on top of the world. This one's for grown girl. 777 on top of the world. This one's for grown girl. 777